Hey beautiful people, today I'm going to show you how I got from this to this during my postpartum with this favorite snack. You can have it during breakfast and you can have it during your snack or just whenever you choose, but it's very light and it's quick to make, and I'm going to show you in today's video. So the first thing is I have these glass mason jars. You could get them from Walmart, Amazon, wherever, but I just got these and I like to fill up my snack with these. So right now I have a bag of crumbled Biscoff cookies, and you could get these from Walmart, and it comes, the whole pack is like, I think it's like 16 cookies total, but it comes in a pack of 2. And I just got 1 cookie out of each pack and I crumbled it up using my roller pin. And now I'm going to distribute each of the crumbs into these mason jars. And I have 3 total. So next is all about your oats. I have 100% whole grain oats, and I'm just going to put 1 cup of oats into each of these mason jars. You could do 1 cup, you could do half a cup, because these other ingredients, it's going to make you feel full. So just go by how you feel and start with that and fill up your mason jars. So what makes this a great snack to have when it comes to weight loss is the ingredient I'm going to tell you next, and it's all about your seeds. These seeds is very high in fiber. It also will help to make you full longer, and it's rich in like your omega-3s and your omega-6s, but just making you feel full longer. A lot of times when I would have this at work, my colleagues would be like, you're not having anything else for lunch, because like it's so simple. It looks so simple in a mason jar, but once you add the seeds, it helps to make you feel full longer. So you feel like you had like a bigger meal, depending on how much you add as well. And so you can start off with a teaspoon to a tablespoon. I'm going to go for a tablespoon since I've been consistent with using these. But these are your chia seeds, your flax seeds, and your hemp seeds. These are all going to help you get to your goal. So I'm going to do a tablespoon for each of my mason jars. But you can start small and do a teaspoon. Now next I'm going to add some protein. Those seeds, it actually has some protein in it as well, but I'm just going to add a little bit more. So I have my protein powder, and I also have some collagen as well to keep my skin and nails nice and healthy. The next ingredient I'm going to add is my yogurt. This has 17 grams of yogurt, and this is a pretty good brand. I think it's Oikos. So I'm just going to add like a scoop into each of my mason jars. Now that you have your yogurt in, these next ingredients, this is all optional. Well, everything is optional, whatever you decide to add to yours. But this is all about flavor, because I'm trying to get as much Biscoff and protein as I can and really manage my calorie intake as well. So I have Jello cheesecake. This is 0 sugar. And I'll just add like a sprinkle to each one of these, not too much. And I also have Biscoff spread. I'll just add like a little bit to each one. And I have my vanilla extract. I'll just add like a half a teaspoon. And then you have cinnamon. So the cinnamon, that's what's already in the Biscoff, but when you add more cinnamon to the oats, it really brings out that flavor. So I'm gonna add those right now. And for the Biscoff, I just melt some of the Biscoff and then I put it in the mason jar. And then I'm gonna stir up each one. Now the final thing you're gonna add before you stir up everything is like your base, your almond milk. So you can use almond milk or whatever kind of milk that you use, or water if you don't want to use a milk. And you add as much as you added your oats and everything. So if you added 1 cup of oats, you're going to add 1 cup of milk. The same thing as if you added like a half a cup of oats, then you're going to add a half a cup of milk. Now the last thing I'm gonna do is, you remember those Biscoff cookies I showed you earlier? So the other cookie that was in the pack, I'm just gonna crumble that on top. Now if you have like some fruit, like some strawberries, blueberries, you could also add that to your overnight oats as well, and that's good. This is just one of my favorite. I just love Biscoff, and you could do like so many flavors. And so that's about it, guys. You just, after you make it, you're just gonna let it sit in the refrigerator and then have it the next day, and that is it. And it's really gonna help you meet your goals. So that is it, friends. I pray that this video has blessed you. Let me know in the comments, how did your overnight oats come out, and what variations are you gonna try for the following week, and so forth.